everyone, welcome to Nina Cucina. Today I am making one of my favorite midweek dishes, Halibut Caprese. It's fast, it's easy, and it's beautiful to look at. You can do it for your family. It's even pretty enough for guests. I'm going to show you what I've got going on my work surface, and we'll get started right away. Now I have just over a pound here of halibut. You can see it's just white and pristine from very cold waters. I've portioned it. We've got a couple of guys. They've got a little bigger pieces, almost 6 ounces, and the gals have 4 ounces. That's usually the way that I handle it. I've got some beautiful tomatoes that I've chopped, about 4 cups. I've got a lovely yellow pepper. This is going to be a very, very colorful dish, highly antioxidant. Sliced up an onion. And I have here beautiful fresh basil from the garden. This will chop up to be about 1/4 cup. A little bit of fresh lemon juice, a couple tablespoons of capers. I just forked it right out of the jar. Now I've got some lovely red peppers. Just red pepper flakes give things just a little bit of kick. I'm just going to use a little pinch when we go over to the stove. And of course some minced garlic. Love to have just a little bit of garlic in this dish. Okay, I'm going to get started by slicing up this beautiful yellow pepper. Let me give you an idea of how I do that. I start by putting the point of my knife right at the little belly button here, and I'm just going to bring it around the pepper and then around the stem, just like that. And just keep your knife moving, and you're going to see that you get the stem and a lot of the core, and I'm just going to pick the rest of that core out. Now, I'm just going to cut this down the core here because I'm going to want to remove that white, tough part. Just keep your knife moving. Let's get the rest of that out of there. There we go. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Cut it all the way down to the bottom there. Lovely. Now let's just slice this thinly, relatively thinly anyway. This is a very sharp knife. Keep your knife sharp. You'll actually cut yourself less with a very sharp knife because it goes in the direction that you want it to go when you're using it. It's when knives get dull that people slip and cut themselves. Okay, back into this bowl they go, so I can carry them across. Okay, let's do the basil. Now, I just like to take all of the leaves. Gosh, look at how beautiful these leaves are. It's almost pretty enough for a flower arrangement, isn't it? Now, this is going to chop down to be about 1/4 cup. Let's use my basil chopping trick. Roll it up into a big ball. Get all those little flyaways, and just slice right through it, and then bring your knife going crossways through it, just moving the leaves in from the sides. This is also going to go back into the bowl so we can carry it to the stove. Okay, now we're ready to start at the stove, and you're going to see how quickly this goes. Now I've brought all of my ingredients over to the stove. I've turned on my flame, and I've got it at about medium-high. Now I've preheated my pan. Now you'll know your pan is ready when you place your hand about 1 inch above the pan surface, and you can feel the heat radiating up from the pan. So now I'm going to go ahead and add my oil. You can use olive oil, you can use grapeseed oil, you can use avocado oil is great in this also. Just a tablespoon or so. You just want to cover the bottom of the pan, swirl it around, and you'll see that the viscosity of the oil changes in that hot pan. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my onions. Now that sizzle, that's the sound you want to hear. Give those a stir around. You can add your yellow peppers. In they go. Now the colors of the pan are beginning to take shape. Now I like to see those yellow peppers soften just a little bit, but not too much, because you really want to have a little tooth in the vegetable once your fish is cooked. And we're actually going to poach our fish in these vegetables. It's just delicious. I'm going to go ahead and add my tomatoes. I'm going to give them a good stir around. Got all of my veggies all mixed together. Beautiful colors happening in the pan here. I'm going to go ahead and add my lemon juice. Give that a stir through. And about a tablespoon of fresh minced garlic. Now I have a big trick. I do all my garlic chopping at the beginning of the week, and then I always have it when I need it. I just pour a little oil on top of it, a little olive oil or grapeseed oil, and I keep it in an airtight container in the refrigerator. It lasts all week long. There we go, stir that in. I'm going to go ahead and toss my capers in. I'm going to put just a pinch of these red pepper flakes. Now, if you really like hot food, you go ahead and use more than a pinch. This is all to personal taste, huh? When it comes to hotness, and you want a little fire, go ahead and add it. Now, we've got some capers in there, so I'm not going to use too much salt, but let's throw just about half a teaspoon in. And last but not least, the basil. Now, here comes the fun part. Make just little pockets in the sauce, and I'm going to nestle my fish right into the sauce. There we go. Now we're just going to cover it. I'm going to lower the heat a little bit down to medium, and we're going to let it simmer for just a few minutes. It only takes 7 to 10 minutes to complete the dish. Now that is steaming hot, absolutely gorgeous. Look at all those great colors, just beautiful. Now the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take the sauce and I'm going to put it on the bottom of the plate. Just over to one side, just a little bit. Let's give this person just a little bit more. Now I'm going to just take a piece of fish and I'm going to place it right on top. Beautiful white fish on top of all that color. And let's get some green on the plate. That's why I love choosing zucchini for this particular dish, because I love the green with the red. Just beautiful. Now that is ready to go make someone a very, very happy person. Thanks for joining me today at Nina Cucina. I'll see you next time.